Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Great Awakening podcast. My name is King Love, and in this episode, I want to talk to you guys about what is work. How I'm going to attempt to answer that question of what is work. Like I was born into this world, and it seemed like what everybody has in common is like even if it's after wars, murders, stealing, killing, whatever, is that we all work. And that's something that I always thought about that was very interesting to me because do we have to do that? It's like, okay, I think one way I look at work is that, like, not to be lazy or to not do anything with my time, or at least finding something that at least I want to do, taking control of my life. But to go back to the question, what is work, or working a 9 to 5 like cubicle existence that is very much related to like the corporate side of things, like corporate work, corporate environments, meaning like bigger companies, not companies that are acting like startups or something like Apple, for example, which is a big company, but it's still acting kind of like a startup. But more so or less, like in general, like, are we just slaves? Is this just a boxed up experience? Kind of like we're all kind of like boxed up toys, boxed up. Um, how can I say it? Like, you go to the store, you see like a doll, like a Ken doll or like a Barbie doll. It's in a box. You buy it, you open it up, you take it out of the box, you play around with it, and then once it's done, you just discard it, right? Like when you're done playing with it, or when it's served its purpose of entertaining, or whatever purpose that it had for you, your child, when you were growing up, whatever it is. So I think that's how I want to relate it to what work is and what a 9 to 5 is as it relates to um, us human beings and how we fit into the bigger scheme, the bigger thing, the biggest scale of life. Because now we're looking at each individual person is its own person, and there's almost now no family anymore in this reality. On top of that, um, there's almost not even countries anymore. Like, everything has been broken down since 2020. Even prior to that, on on a plan for 2030, which is basically going to be like this thing where, I don't know, it's going to be like this I don't know, they call it like a rehash or a reset. But I'm wondering what that's going to look like, because there are people like us waking up, right? And I think that's the main point of this podcast called The Great Awakening, because I truly believe that there's going to be an awakening in whatever that they're trying to do. They're trying to stop that from happening. They're trying to push it down, but it's already kind of too late for them. Um, on a spiritual tip, it is kind of like a spiritual war, because you notice how some people are kind of like programmed to be to do certain things, to act a certain way. It's like they're robots, but at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, if I go back to like what is work, and do you want to be programmed to just work your whole life until you're 65 or until you're 90, 80, and then just be put back in your box, right? You're always in a box your whole life, right? Right now, I'm literally in a box. Like, you could see, like, I'm like in a cubicle, um, and that's the way it is, right? Like, we're conditioned to be um inside, and not like use our general instincts, which is comes from being on the outside and on a hunt, right? So when it comes to that, what I say to that is like, how do you get out of this, not like 9 to 5 cubicle boxed experience? It's very simple, but it's not easy, right? I think one of the things is, since we've been at it for so long, we have to put enough momentum the opposite way. For example, um, because we're going down this one path, that doesn't mean that's the only path we have to take. And it doesn't have to mean just with what I'm talking about now. It could be anything in your life. Like you don't have to stay at your same family, same friends, same work, same place you live, same job, same car, same you even. You can change. And that's where I think it comes into the play of how fluid do you want to be in this life? How present into the moment? Now that's real power, right? Like how present can you be? How can you take each moment and actually even learn from it, right? Like learn from every moment, see what you can take out of it, because every moment you can learn something new, I think. And but anyways, as it and not really with work, because with work they give you policies, they give you kind of like a templated environment, and you just have to fit in it. And that's why most people don't like work because they give you this place that you have to be in, and you have to fit that environment where most people can't fit, but most people deal with it because that's all they know their whole life. That's what their parents knew, the generation before, and they just go with it because that's what they know. But I like to ask those questions where, like, why work a 9 to 5? Why did it have to be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? Why, why work? Why can't it be, why can't everybody just work at night and just live in the daytime doing what they have to do? One of the things I have learned is that, of course, when everybody else in the world is working 9 to 5 during the daytime, and then they get home and then they're tired, they're taking care of kids, they're eating, cooking, sleeping, watching TV, whatever, getting more brainwashed. It's all a plot. Like it's basically wasting our time. We're not doing anything like to really push anything, like our own agendas, like our own life forward. We're kind of just living in this templated world, which is basically the matrix. It's like a system. It's a system. It's a templated engine. It's an engine that's running constantly using like electricity or our resources. We're using our own resources to put this in this place, this box, and it sucks, right? And I mean, but at the end of the day, we can escape that. We can still travel. We can still do certain things where it's easy to fall. It's easy to see the way out, but it's hard to follow that path. But I implore you to really go for it because what else is there? What else is out there? Like 2020 already happened. We already got shut down. Um, and now, things are kind of scattered, but at the end of the day, we're still awakening. Like it's still happening. The Great Awakening is happening, and there's pretty much nothing that can be done except I don't know, mass extension or extension, which is something that they're also kind of like that. The powers that be are kind of like already mentioned because at the end of the day, what else is there? Like, I mean, for them to do because they want to keep this secret, which is a very powerful secret, to themselves. Because then it's that how do you control billions of people? You don't tell them the whole story, right? So from there, I would definitely urge you to start looking into like why 9 to 5s, like why did we have to start, doing this type, why did we fit into this life? One place to start, I guess, is like just looking up why does everybody have to work 9 to 5 jobs and like what's an entrepreneur? Like what's an entrepreneur? What's a solopreneur? What's a small business owner? They're going against the grain. Like they're not the A students, they're not the B students, they're not probably not even the C students. They're like the people who barely got by at school and they they understand that um, school is not the only route. Because school is another thing where school you can get indoctrinated to become a good worker, right? There's nails and then there's hammers. Well, which one do you want to be? You want to be the person that nails things down and get them to do their job right. Um, so that's something you have to, yeah, that's something you have to, or do you want to be the nail that gets knocked down? So that's something you're gonna have to answer for yourself. But overall, this is episode one, I guess, of the podcast. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna be doing more of these, maybe like every day, maybe once every other day, or whenever I get a inspiration. But today was good. I might try to keep it going for every day. Um, but other than that, I like what I'm got going so far. I like the momentum that I'm building up. And yeah, this is the Great Awakening podcast. My name is King Love, and I'll catch you guys later.